Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who's a cynic. Hope you're doing well. We already got 21 people in here. Oh, what is going on, everybody? So yes, Valkyrie, if y'all could please post the link. So we are going to be doing a movie night once again this weekend. The poll is going to be posted very soon by my Valkyrie, so please get your votes out there. Looks like Wizard of Oz is actually in the lead. So Lando, as much as you want Rocky Horror to win, it's just not the movie that's ahead right now. So it looks like we're going to be watching a classic film this weekend. But you know what? Who knows, things might change. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. Let's see. Inflamed Wood, Hound 3000, Alexander. It's a Trap Productions is still here. Jake M. Lando Calrissian. What's up, Lando? How's it going? Simon is here. Makita is here as well. And Steven Colby. Oh, Colby's here. Mace Windu is not Snoke. Just for the record, Mace Windu is not Snoke. Jeffertoon. What is up, Jeffertoon? John at 5 still alive. Alexander, damn, blasphemy. Nah, I'm all good. 22 people. Wizard of Oz is very great. Easy Cheese is here. What is up, Easy Cheese? How's it going? N7 Myth. Alex is here. Is in a draft. Super. Hey-oh, my Blu-ray arrived safe and sound this morning. Thanks again. No problem, Super. Enjoy that. Again, Super won a despecialized edition of Star Wars on Blu-ray, and so I'm very glad that that got to you safe and sound. Glad to hear it. It's a Trap is here. What is up, Jeffertoon? One of my patrons. What is up, dude? Just trying to get myself set up here. So, guys, last night's chat got really insane. So basically, I'm just gonna keep it on live, and if I miss chats, I am sorry. Just again, remember, if you want me to read your chat, please tag me in it in some way. Either tag my entire channel or either put Odin at the very front, so that way I know that you want me to read it. But 25, there better not be students again. Well, we already have a few in the chat. Definitely not as many as we had in the very beginning last night, but I'm sure that will very quickly change because all of them today at school were telling me, oh, yeah, I hit the bell, I hit the notification icon, so I will know as soon as it happens, so we'll see what happens. Shinphil, let's documentary the crap out of Lucasfilm. I agree, yeah, so my recent video today, there is apparently a producer who just won a lawsuit against Lucasfilm, actually, who's in the process of trying to make a documentary covering what has been described as the Fandom menace. And basically talking about all the backlash, how Lucasfilm has attacked fans who have been critical of The Last Jedi and things like that. So I personally hope that it happens. It would be really, really, really cool if that were the actual case to happen. So, Jeffertoon, I'm glad that you came here too. Sammy Boy, where do you teach? I teach in a school in New Orleans, Louisiana. That's pretty much all I'm willing to say on air. But while we have just a few people in here, I want to make sure I give out my love to my patrons. So I want to give a huge shout out to Adam Shawhan, Castellan Fry, Domaniac, who is a new patron, Domaniac, Dave Bob, Enrique Evangelista, Inflamed Wood, Jeffrey Toon, Matthew Kadish, Sly Jones, the DJ D Show, those two bald guys, and Tina. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are my patrons, and y'all are fantastic. All right, let's see. Johnny 5 says, and that is why a bridge between us is pure. What? I don't know what you mean by that. Hajik, have you watched the Kingsman movies? My favorite is the second one. I have seen the Kingsman movies. The first one's funny. The second one to me is okay. I just there's parts of it that I like and there's parts of it that I don't. It's definitely a funny series. It's definitely a funny franchise, but it's not my favorite of the comedies, that's for sure. N7 Myth says the episode Backlash has a questionnaire, but it bugs out after a couple of questions. Oh, okay, yeah. So I read the statements, and then I also sent an email out as well. So I did send an email to the producer, so to say, hey, I'm willing to offer you any videos from my channel that you might want to use, anything that you might want to collaborate on. So, you know, it'd be really cool to be able to collaborate on a documentary about that, because I think that it would be something that a lot of people would want to watch. Orbitron 5, thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Hello, all you HC men. Let's hope for a good stream. Yes, indeed. Let us hope for a good stream. Let's see. React to movie trailers like Shazam. I actually did react to Shazam, so I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. The problem with those is that as soon as I react to them like that, they immediately get hit with copyright, which is fine by me because it just means no ad revenue. But at the same time, I don't want to ever get in trouble with copyright strikes. So that's why I try and limit those kind of trailer reactions as much as I can. But I do post on Stardust. There's an app called Stardust where you can post your instant reactions to trailers and also movies as well. And so I'm going to try and start posting more trailer reactions there, because then I can try and condense it into 30-second, 30-second videos. And those should go to my Twitter. I contacted Stardust because they haven't been going to my Twitter lately. I've had to manually download my Stardust video and then manually upload it to Twitter. But, I mean, that doesn't take me very long. So, yeah, look for more stuff there. Johnny5 linked to the wrong person. Let's see. And so it says, I also just sent an email on SJW Infestation. All right, can't wait to check that out. Alexander, should monetization ads be allowed? What do you mean? What do you mean monetization ads be allowed? In what way? Please explain. Adjacent Culture, what is up? How's it going? Alexander, I mean trailers. Should monetization ads be allowed? So yeah, that's the reason why they're not. So when you have the actual video, it makes sense because obviously that's not my content, but usually most people are able to get away with it because of fair use, because I'm making commentary, I'm reacting to the trailer, but I mean, I'm not at the point, I'm not big enough at this point to try and challenge those things. So that's the reason why, it's usually 4-minute videos. And that's why I'm thinking more so to do the 30-second quick instant reactions on Stardust and save any kind of real reactions for actual movie reviews, but we'll see what happens. John 5 says, you heard the news about Endor potentially returning in episode 9. I did hear something about that. Again, it'll be cool if they don't screw up episode 9, which is very likely at this point. Adam Shawhan, what is up, Adam Shawhan? How is it going? Super. At the same time, though, don't think a doc on just Star Wars would be enough. What happened to gaming and what's happening in comics has been worse and going on for longer. No, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of documentaries that can be made about a lot of things going on, not just in the movies, but also, of course, as you mentioned, in comics, like obviously Comicsgate being a big part of that. So I would love to see documentaries about all of it, but I think that obviously, as a Star Wars fan and as, a lot of the content that I make for my channel is Star Wars related, I think that the Star Wars documentary would be really cool to see. Alexander, trailers are fair use from a movie. Apparently not, because literally usually within like seconds I get, oh, it's been claimed by Paramount, it's been claimed by whoever. And so I'm sure I could fight it, but at this point, I'm just not willing to go through that kind of fight. Soilo Ren is here. What is up, Soilo? How is it going? Steph is here. Awesome. Great to have both my Valkyrie here. Jeffertoon, is J.J. Abrams just going to rip off of Return of the Jedi like he ripped off of New Hope for Force Awakens? It's possible. I mean, it's possible. I mean, yeah. And at the end of the day, if he does that, I think, you know what? It could be worse. If it's a rip off of Return of the Jedi, he could make a worse film. He could make The Last Jedi. Let's just be honest. Let's see. Simon says, are you planning on seeing Black Klansman? I've heard good things about it. I've heard some really good things about it. So it's been on my radar. I have not made official plans to see it yet, but I mean, it is getting very good reviews, so I very well might. Let's see. Cars Countdown. Hey, Odin, like I said on the comments, I have rather old than new. I hate how they had a total plot twist. Oh, you mean like the new Star Wars films? Yeah, I agree. I love the old one. The old films are just infinitely better for so many different reasons. Super, did you see the Suspiria trailer today? Opinions? I have not. So link me to that on Twitter, and maybe I'll be able to check that. I rather direct message me on Twitter, so that way I can check that out after the stream. Let's see. Hodgk says, what is your favorite horror film? I talked about this last night. I'm not a big horror film fan, so if I had to pick my top 2, It Follows is a very good one, and The Babadook. Both are very creepy. Babadook probably more so because it is so much of a psychological thriller. It Follows has some jump scares in it, and I'm not really a big fan of that, but Babadook is a lot more practical effects and a lot more just psychological horror, and it's great. It's fantastic. And something that says, always challenge these. It only takes a couple seconds to click through the fair use claim, and you usually win. What I've heard. Okay, well, maybe I will do that, M7 Myth. Maybe I'll do that. I mean, those videos, the only reason why I don't do those videos either is because those get like the least amount of views. So, I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to grow the channel, and so I'm trying to extend out to as many people as I can. So, I mean, I would love to do those on a regular basis, but, at this point, they're just not getting as many views. Maybe they'll get more views now. In the skies, meep, cough, cough. There's a trap, says, we'd better get Ewoks if we're getting a remake of Return of the Jedi. Justice for Wicked. No, guys, as I said, what will make Episode 9 good for me? What will save Star Wars? We have Darth Jar Jar come out, shows himself to be the head of the entire operation. He has been the big bad the entire time, and his Padawan learner is a young Ewok named Darth Cuddles. Now, if Endor is being brought back to bring Darth Cuddles, I will be down for that. Mr. Peabody, what is going on? Simon, tips on getting into Fordham. Make sure your ACT's high, and that's pretty much, I mean, unfortunately, that's what colleges are these days. Colleges are that. But also keep this in mind. If you really want to go there, if you do not get scholarship offers, just know that you will be in an incredible amount of debt for a long time to come. One thing that I wish I was told a lot more when I was younger, when I was in high school, was about college debt. So just keep that in mind. It's always better to go to a school that you kind of want to go to where you're going to have less college debt than the one you really want to go to where you're going to have guaranteed like massive college debt in the long run, in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, do whatever makes you happy. CWD Trixie, hey tonight, how you doing? What's up, CWD Trixie? Great to have you here. Let's see. Demaniac loves you. Thoughts on the next season? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's been a while. As I said, I love It's Always Sunny, but I definitely fell behind. I think I'm only in season 4 or 5, and I know that there's been more seasons since then, so I need to catch up on it. So I have no thoughts on the most recent one. Alexander says the only videos I got claimed for was when I used entire songs. Even Scumbag Disney didn't do it. All right, it's good to know. I'm definitely gonna have to look into it for sure. Simon, I would also say avoid that school as well, unfortunately, because things financially are not looking very good for them right now. Gabe, what's up, Gabe? Welcome to the channel. Johnny5 says, you should do a Friday the 13th watch party, shares my birthday. Might do that. Probably the first one. Probably would do the first one. Favorite movie musical. Ooh, that's a good one. Singing in the Rain's always been up there. I always have loved Singing in the Rain. If we go animated, though, Hunchback of Notre Dame is by far my favorite. By far my favorite out of the 90s Disney animated musicals, for sure. Yes, Steph, I'm still paying off. Student debt is rough. Student debt is ridiculous. Jason Clark says, what up, Odin? Okay, so I suggest to everyone in the chat room to go watch the new John Talks video. He just put out Ryan Johnson admits to being a lazy writer and stealing. No. We already knew that, Jason. Yes, so that is not new. So he has put out videos before, Ryan Johnson, or rather, John Talks did a video about that before. Those videos are out there. Ryan Johnson admits that he is not a very good writer. So that is, N7 Myth has resubscribed to the channel. Great to see that, N7 Myth. But no, it has already been shown. It has already been shown that he does that. Dunson, can you give me a summary of Luke chapter 1? No. You should have been paying attention in class. Colin, what's up? Can't stay for long. Just want to say, hey, well, thank you very much, Colin, for stopping by. Do you enjoy music critics on YouTube? I'm not a huge music guy. Again, I'm kind of all over the place with music. Music is really not my forte, so I don't really check out a lot of reviewers. Johnny5, but the first one doesn't have Jason much in it. It's all Pamela. Okay, yeah, that is very true. That is very, very true. Yeah, Steph. So, again, go to that link where Steph just posted. Vote here. So, again, if you want to vote on what movie, this week's theme is movie musicals, both animated and also classic. So, if you want to have your voice heard, even if you don't plan on watching any of the movies, if you don't plan on watching the movie this weekend, that's fine. Just make your voice heard there. What's up, Everett? Ethan, real quick before I say anything, is it possible to bring back my grade to a 105? No, it is not. That is not possible. Donald Hudson, just stopping by to drop a like and sweet dreams to all. Donald Hudson, you have a good night. Always great to have you. N7 Myth wanted that. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that it worked out for you. Lando really wants Rocky Horror. Again, Rocky Horror is fine until 45 minutes in, when for me it jumps off a cliff and I want to just take a nap because it gets really boring. That's just me though. Alexander, your student Connor bomb dropper Weasel is here. He does like to drop those bombs, that's for sure. Simon, you have a good night, man. Orbitron, hey Odin, what movie are you most excited for in 2019? Ooh, 2019. What's coming out in 2019? I mean, I honestly, let me actually, you know what? The chat, guys, I'm going to miss some chats as I look this up. I kind of want to see 2019 in film, because I actually kind of want to have it, because this is not the first time I've been asked that question. And it's been, so definitely the next Avengers film probably would be at the top of that list. And let me see if there's anything else that might be able to, Nope. Everything that I'm seeing right now. Obviously, we also have the new Tarantino film, so that might be good. But out of everything, Infinity, I mean, I think right now it's going to be called Avengers Endgame. That's probably my favorite. Let's see. Johnny 5 says, what's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? It's been so long. Like, and also, too, like, there's so many that they all just blend together in my mind. So I guess 2 or 3. It's hard to tell which one is which. The Rising Doe. Have you seen how cheesy the trailer is for Overlord? I have not. I have not seen the trailer for Overlord. Yes, Johnny 5. I am definitely not excited for episode 9. That is a fact. Alex, favorite parody movie? Parody movie. The first Scary Movie is really good. And then the second one, too, with, I forget the actor's name, but it was the one where he's got, like, the shriveled hand. and he's trying to, like, take my hand, child. Give me your other hand. It's not strong enough, child. I love that one. Let's see. Ethan says, personally, I like Little Shop of Horrors. Watched it when I was younger. Such a great movie. Little Shop's great. Little Shop is a fantastic film. The movie ends very different than the actual stage production. The stage production ends with the plants taking over. Audrey dies. Everyone essentially dies. And the plants take over the world. So it's a lot happier. And apparently they had that original version. Audiences hated it so much that they reshot it and then released it with the happy ending instead. So Locta says, hi, Odin. Have you heard about the Bewitched TV series being rebooted? Oh, I hope not. I'm so sick and tired of these reboots. Like, seriously, Hollywood, like, come up with new ideas. Like, come up with new original ideas. And if you're going to reboot something that probably should be. Like, I've said this before. Denis Villeneuve, who's going to be the director of the Dune series, or the upcoming Dune, I think he's going to try and make it in 2 films. I think that's a good thing to do because the original Dune is not as well received as it could have been. The book is one that people have said, could never be made into a movie. And I think Denis Villeneuve, especially what he did with Blade Runner 2049, is the perfect person for that. So, yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. Johnny 5 says, I hate Little Shop of Horrors because I hate musicals. Well, Johnny 5, that is terrible. It's a very sad life to hate musicals. Super. Did you see the trailer for Outlaw King? I have not, but I've heard a lot about it. It's a Netflix movie come out in November, directed by David Mackenzie. If they do it right, it could be the next Braveheart, maybe. But also, isn't that with like a really bad accent? That's all I heard about it was the accent by Chris Pine in the film. Alexander, next to be remade, Citizen Kane. Good Lord, if they remake Citizen Kane, that's when you know the world is about to end. Because Citizen Kane, again, considered to be, by some, the greatest movie of all time. I can appreciate it as one of the greatest films of all time. It's not my favorite. It's not one of my favorite films ever, but it's still a very it's a good film. I love it. And I really hope that it's never, ever remade. Gregor W. says, Odin, have you seen Ice Pirates, classic 80s sci-fi movie? Ice Pirates? No, I have not seen that. Interesting. Don't worry, they're not going to make another Kingsman for a long time. That's still a new enough property where they wouldn't touch that. They're not going to touch new properties quite just yet. Cars Countdown. Plus, to me, that's just a weird one to remake. Like, to me, that just doesn't make sense to be a series that would be remade. Also, I finally figured out Rose Tico, so I switched her weapons, and now they seem to fit. So she's got, like, her little stun gun in one hand, and she's got her, I don't know, her rifle in the other hand. So she's here to protect me from all the evildoers out there. Oh, and I say that, and then the gun, of course, falls out of her hands because Rose Tico, being one of the worst created characters in Star Wars. But, hey, you know what? Still one of my favorites. Still one of my favorite Last Jedi characters, that I can say. There you go. There you go. You're safe now. Just please protect me. All right. Don Hudson says, no! Reboots suck. And with that, I take my leave. Good day, sir. Good night, Donald Hudson. Thanks for stopping by. Everett, what's your favorite Scream movie? Scream 1. Definitely Scream 1. It's the original, and it does it very, very well. Voorhees, I have arrived. Now this live stream can officially begin. Voorhees, thank you so much for stopping by. Always great to have you here. Guys, again, remember, Logan. Logan's in the chat. What's up, Logan? How's it going, man? Arlen and Connor are both here. Braden's here. Jaden Clark says, I am all for a Spawn reboot, and Overlord looks so lame like Jack LeMay. Yes, see, Spawn is a movie that should be remade because that's a film where even they admit that they ran out of money to finish the film. That's why the CGI just like goes from okay to just total garbage at the very end because they ran out of money. So that is absolutely a movie that I feel like could be remade at this point. Super. I thought the accent was passable. Some say cinematography is a little bit weak, but I think it could be overlooked if directed properly. All right, yeah, so I might have to check it out. I might have to check that out then. I have not seen it yet. Neon Ninja Odin, what is up, Neon Ninja? How is it going? Best Rocky movie. Ooh, that's a good one. I love all the Rocky films, not gonna lie. I'm actually gonna say Rocky Balboa. And the reason why I say Rocky Balboa is because to me that was the most serious, other than Creed. Like Creed I don't really count as a Rocky. I mean, it's a Rocky film. It's within the Rocky universe, but Rocky Balboa is just very good because it's when he finally just takes the movie seriously. He takes the role seriously. It's probably the best acting that he's done as Rocky up until Creed. So probably Rocky Balboa. I love the character development in that movie, and I think it's a really cool story. I mean, because it's a classic Rocky film, but it's still very good. Let's see. N7 Myth says I want to see a Scanners remake. All right, that'd be interesting for sure. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Rocky 4. I love Rocky 4. I mean, I love that. I mean, I seriously do. I love the montages especially. But as far as like the best made film, it has to be Rocky Balboa, at least in my view. CWD says, how about a Steel reboot sequel and have Shaq pass the mantle to a new character? Yes, that would absolutely be the case for sure. That should absolutely be fact. Shaq should be nowhere near. Shaq should be nowhere near a Steel reboot for any reason whatsoever. Ethan says, only if Mr. Odin here got an award during the ceremony, everyone would have screamed. Ethan, you're right, man. You're right. I was already amazed by the ovation I got when I just walked into the building. That was insane. Arlen says, thoughts on Roman Reigns. He's trash. He's garbage. He's awful. He can't speak for anything on the microphone. He is mediocre at best in the ring, and I'm very glad that he's just been brought back to the Shield, because if the Shield can do all the talking and he can just, be a heel champion, I'll be fine with that. Super says, I'm a huge history buff, though, and one of my main interests is the English Empire. I think ancient Scottish culture is interesting, and what the English did to them was crazy. No, I agree. That's why Braveheart, I think, is a really great film, because it's fascinating. It's a really fascinating film. And Flamewood, if he dies, he dies. Rocky 1, get a grip, people. Rocky 1's great in Flamewood, for sure. Rocky 1 is absolutely fantastic. N7 Myth 250, gotta go. Ooh, yeah, get some sleep. Shinville, we need a Ghostbusters reboot because the ladies reboot is a comedian wannabe movie and not Ghostbusters. No, I mean, keep it Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and let's leave it at that. I mean, it would have been cool to see Ghostbusters 3 with the original cast, but now that, they don't have all the cast because, unfortunately, one of them passed away. At this point, leave it dead. Don't take care of it. I mean, if you want to have like a short film, like a reunion film of just the originals, that I'd be okay with. We don't need another full-fledged, full-bore Ghostbusters film. Let's just leave that as it is. Trace, what's up? Mr. Peabody says, looked on eBay, couldn't find a miniature mechanical bull for Roasty could arrive. Oh, that would have been insane. Chant says, what were you thinking when everyone gave you a standing ovation when you walked? I mean, I knew what it was. Like, I knew what it was about immediately, but I was just like, I was in awe. I was just like, wow, that's crazy. And I know how much y'all love to cause chaos, so I'm sure y'all had fun with that as well. Especially once they started naming off all like the different years and all the different teachers. Like that was like my favorite part of today, was seeing all the different teachers and all the different workers, being given that recognition and also appreciation from the student body. I thought that was really cool to see. CWD says, could maybe reboot the real Ghostbusters animated series. Okay, that might be a better place to have it. Instead of doing it the live action version, bring it into animated. And I think if the right person is there, I think that would be definitely think that would be a good place to go. CWD says, could maybe reboot the real Ghostbusters animated series. Already read that. Connor says, take me play by play your emotions when you walked into the gym. When I walked into the gym, I just knew already, because I knew everyone was sitting down, because I had stayed back to talk to a student about something. So I already knew that like everyone was gonna be sitting down. And then of course the first people I see are the seniors, who it's my first class of seniors this year, since I started teaching 4 years ago. And so like I knew like something was gonna happen. So I started like I knew like shaking hands, doing whatever. Did not think that it would just erupt into what it did with the sophomores, juniors, and then also like rather the seniors, juniors, and then my sophomores as well. It was pretty crazy. That's pretty much all I can really say about it. Voorhees, no more Ghostbusters reboot. Please, indeed. Logan, I'm blessing the rains down in Africa for you. We all love you, Odin. You have infinite awards in our hearts. Well, thank you, Logan. I appreciate that. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Logan, I started that chant, so you're welcome. Well, thank you, Logan. I appreciate that, man. I knew it was gonna be one of my seniors who was gonna do that. So, and then lunch today was great too because I got to hang out with a bunch of my seniors, and it was just great conversation. All right, here's a trap. Have a good one. Chance, do you think Star Wars 3 is bad or good? Star Wars 3, like Revenge of the Sith, out of all the prequels, it's like a brilliant film. In the grand scheme of Star Wars, I'd say it's the 4th or 5th best Star Wars film. I would put Empire Strikes Back, New Hope, and then Return of the Jedi. Those are like my top 3 films. 4th and 5th position changes, but Revenge of the Sith was the one I said at number 4 last night, so that's kind of where I'm standing at this point. And then, unfortunately, the first 2 films are like my least favorite. They even go below The Last Jedi and Solo, like in my list, just because I can't defend it. It's just so bad. Peabody says maybe they could reboot Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That would be interesting. That would be really interesting because that was already a meta enough film as it was. If you want to see a really crazy film, there's a movie called Rubber, which is about a tire that has telekinetic powers, and it's absolutely bonkers, but it's actually hilarious too. Neo Ninja says, I tried to chant, but nobody followed. Hey, can't always get what we want, I guess. Vori says, so does everyone now know about the channel? Essentially, yes. Essentially, yes. That's why our numbers are as high as they are and might continue to rise. Last night we got up to like 80 people because I wanted to say that 30 people were regulars, 50 people were students, and yeah, more people are learning about it. So let's just say my sub count has gone up like no lie, I think around 200. In the last 24 hours. So it's been absolutely insane. Skinny Chicken, do you prefer teaching the seniors or the sophomores? Well, I don't teach the seniors. I teach the junior class. I have a junior section and then I have sophomores. I like it both. Sophomores don't know me, so getting to know them has been really fun. And then the juniors do know me. We're talking about moral theology, and so we're having some really good discussions in class. So they're both great for the same reasons. Grant Tarkin is here. What is up? Jervatoon says, has chat been invaded by your students? Not as much so as last night. Not as much so as last night, but, obviously it is still a little bit early. Toxic Doritos. Odin, what is up, Toxic Doritos? Welcome. Hologram, what is up, Hologram? How's it? I know who you are. We do not use that name on the channel, so let that be a lesson to you, sir. And Valkyrie, just remember, no real names. But thank you, Connor. I do appreciate that. But again, just remain consistent with everyone else. I am going to have to put you in timeout for 5 minutes. Don't worry, man. You'll be back. Again, no real names. Antonio Rivera says, you like our grade better. Oh, no, yeah. If you mean like grade levels, it's hard to say again. I think the reason why I like the seniors is because like they're seniors this year. Like to me, like it's just cooler because they're getting near the end of their high school careers, and so that's why I guess it's just. And also they're my first group of seniors. Like last year I knew 25. Like out of the entire class I knew 25 because I only taught one class of seniors last year. This year I've taught like all but 10 of the senior class, and so I obviously like my heart goes out to the seniors this year. Let's see. If Flame would have you seen Bad Taste? No, but it is on my list, so don't worry. Cash Rocks, when is the next trivia night? I'm not sure. Maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Timothy, what is up, man? How's it going? Yes, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Voorhees says, can you put me in timeout? I really want to know what it's like. Yes. Voorhees, because you asked, that is what it is like. Enjoy it, Voorhees, for 5 minutes. Yeah, so Skinny Chicken, I just saw the comment. Yeah, please don't use real names. if at all possible. It's just a propriety thing, man. That's all there is to it. Again, I'm not mad at you. Just trying to keep things proper here. Alexander, have you seen the movie Metal Shifters from the Sci-Fi Channel? It's all about alien bacteria controlling the metal. No, I have not. Sounds interesting though. Chant says favorite movie of all time. It always goes between 3: Casablanca, It's a Wonderful Life, and 12 Angry Men. 3 great classic films. Like as far as like all-time favorites, those would be my all-time favorites. Alexander, why are people being silenced for saying? No. It wasn't for saying that name. It's for saying my actual name. Trey, what's up? Only your true HT fans are here right now. Yeah, all the 30 others who are here, they're just posers. Ethan, I was surprised no one called you Mr. Odin in B period. At least what I heard. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, because I think again, guys, like, just be respectful. That's all I ever ask, is just be respectful. Skinny Chicken, no problem, man. No problem at all. Again, that was just we started that that rule last night because things kind of got out of control, and so we're gonna have to keep to it. RWJ, what is up? Timothy says, I wish you would have gotten an award today. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Next year, I'll get my 5-year award, so look forward to that. Proper Jeremy is here. Hello, Proper Jeremy. Well, now it's time for Proper Jeremy to engage in the conversation. Oh, great. That's fantastic. Trace, can we just quote Pulp Fiction for the rest of the stream? Pulp Fiction is a great film. It is a fantastic film for sure. Dunson, what are your thoughts on Real Steel? Ooh, Real Steel. Hugh Jackman's great in it. I can't really say much else for it. It's just, it's not the best one. It's not the best film out there, but at least he's in it. At least he's great in it. Catbug, what's up? Flamewood says, great choices. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Super. Speaking of utterly insane movies, did you know there are 6 Sharknado films? I know. And I'm sorry, but like 1 or 2 is more than enough. 1 or 2 is more than enough. Grant Targan says, posers that me and Lando do know. Lando is legit. Lando is legit. Jeffrey Toon, yeah, all those people on Patreon are just fakers. Jeffrey Toon, you're on Patreon. You're not a faker at all. Alex, I can't wait to see y'all get your silver button road to 100K. Hey, if that ever happens, that'd be awesome. Again, I'm not expecting that. I was never expecting to get 3K, let alone even 300. So just the fact that I'm even at this point, we'll see what happens. Skinny Chicken, what do you think is the difference between the way you teach, between other teachers? I mean, we're all different. We teach the same thing. We all have a different approach to it. Mine is more, this year it's more in the classroom. That's why I kind of have, much to the chagrin of my junior class and senior class, who both had to deal with the infamous DRWs. I deal more with stuff in class, more in-class discussions, obviously lectures, journals. We're reading the gospel together in class now this year too, because when I was making it an assignment, people would get very confused on certain things. So being able to talk through the gospels has been a very good thing so far. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I do things. Whether or not it's better or not, it's not for me to say. Everyone again is different, but again, I will support any and all people that are part of my Holy Cross, part of my HC family. Dunson says, what about Step Brothers? Step Brothers is hilarious. Step Brothers is a hilarious film, no doubt. And it's been a long time since I've seen it, too. So that is a movie that I need to see again. Alexander says, in Metal Shifters, an axe chases a bunch of guys around a bar. If you like that, then you will love Rubber. Because, again, it is... Oh, boy. All right. I think I'm back now. I don't know why it went down, but I think we're back. Gotta refresh, indeed. I don't know what happened. Blame YouTube. Dunson, a DRW out of nowhere. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Dunson, if you hit 100K, you should hang your button in the classroom. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If that ever does happen during my time over there, for sure, I'm definitely going to bring it in. Absolutely no doubt. Absolutely no doubt I would do that. That is something I would absolutely do. F in the respects. All right, Voorhees says, that was traumatizing. Again, Voorhees asked himself to be put in timeout. Voorhees says, that was traumatizing. Please don't put me in timeout again. It's horrible out there. I saw things I cannot unsee, and even worse, Brad Noble was there to greet me. Oh, Brad Noble. All right, Trey, good to hear that, man. Yeah, so obviously the stream just died for a second. Dion, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Connor, I have no problem. I don't know if you'd want me to sign it like this year, but when you're a senior, that's something that you want to do for sure. Timmy says, it went down because you're such a good streamer. No, I went down because YouTube sucks. Like, let's just be honest. And because I'll do it in class. There were classes beforehand where it was just for homework. And so they did not have that kind of. But yeah, Trey was in that class where, like, he would literally, he and Logan were next to each other, and they would essentially do all the work and finish it early and then be able to do a lot of other things. Logan, should I tell BB-8 Hayden in middle school about you? Nah, man, don't even worry about it. I'm sure the word's going to get around to them eventually. Perth Comics says, repost. You said your favorite mythical creature was Lord of the Rings elves. I just found out Endor is elven for Earth. Really? That is interesting. Wow, that's a fun fact. The more you know. Thank you, Perth Comics, for that. Ethan, we need to make Mr. Odin 100K by May. That's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. Alex says, thoughts on Rick and Morty? I haven't watched enough of it to have a thought. I've just never gotten into it. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and it was not my cup of tea. But I've said that about a lot of shows that I've heard get better over time. Like, that's the reason why I plan on getting back into The Office, trying to watch that series all the way through, and Parks and Rec, because I hear that those get really good over time. Let's see. Yeah, in fact, you know what? And also, Catbug, you just got to put in time out for that. But also, if we see things like that in the future, I'm just going to hide you from the channel completely, man. I'm just going to block you completely, man. That's just full, and just keep that. Yeah, man, I did a lot. I did so much. And obviously, this is leaps and bounds from where I first started. Because when I first started, I had this, and I tried, like, filming on my phone. So my angles were terrible. You know, I had to, like, sync my audio. So there were a couple of videos where, like, it wasn't perfectly synced, and so it was really crazy. And, yeah. Trey, if you do that, I think that would get me in trouble, even though I'm not the one that would have done it. Chance says, I never did any DRWs, and I'm just thinking if I had your class this year, I would pass with an A. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, because, again, I give the same gospel quizzes, and I'm going to be giving the same tests too, and they're not the easiest in the world. Voorhees says, did you hear that Proper Jeremy will be revealed when Geeks and Gamers gets 100K? I did not, Voorhees, but that's very exciting. Something to look forward to. Timothy, any thoughts on Supernatural? Great show. Love it. Love Supernatural. One of the best shows. Most recent season, my favorite episode of the most recent season was the Scooby-Doo episode. I mean, it was just fantastic. The animation was great. The storyline was fantastic too. I love it. I think that it's one of the best shows out there right now for sure. Dunstan says, what are your thoughts on American Sniper? Great film. Really, really great film. I really like American Sniper a lot. Got a lot of hate, obviously, for political reasons, I feel, but it's definitely a very well done film. I don't think anyone can take that away from it. Steady says, I do not have the Streamlabs link. Will you drop it, please? Thank you. It is in the description for the video, Steph. It's in the description for the video. Dunstan, can you start a GoFundMe so we can get you a good streaming PC? No, man, I'm fine the way I am. Like, I'm fine with what I got. Again, I know what I have is not perfect, but I'm fine with it. It gets me through the day. Chance, thoughts on Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad, once again, great show. Super Netflix is really trying to market themselves as legit film producers. Since they bought the rights to Death Note, they announced a sequel to their movie yesterday. Thoughts? Well, I heard nothing but bad things about the first Death Note, because I heard that the original, is it a manga or is it a anime? I don't remember. Whatever the original concept was is significantly better, and I heard that the movie was trash, and so the fact that they're making a second one is kind of silly. Skinny Chicken says, did you ever watch the show Psych? And if not, you should. I never watched the show Psych. Never did. Mr. P.I. says, filming on your new phone, you went to town, I saw her. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I'm trying some things out. I'm going to try and do some more vlogs when I do, because obviously, like, when I do movie reviews, sometimes I just feel like I'm at a loss. I'm trying to say things, and I'm an off-the-cuff kind of guy. I don't like creating scripts. It's just not who I am. So I'm thinking of maybe trying to, when I go see movies, do initial reactions, like, before I go into a movie, reactions, and then film instant reactions after, and then cut those together and then put those on the channel as movie reviews. I think I might do that going forward. So that's why I was playing around, because the phone I have, the front camera can film in 4K, so I was just playing with that. Joseph, thanks for. Didn't you subscribe last night, man? What is up with this? Let's see what we got here. Trey, I heard I needed to be handpicked by you to become a mod. How do I do so? Graduate first. Graduate first, and then we'll talk. Purse says, have you seen Preacher TV show? No, but I've heard excellent things. I've heard excellent things. Logan, favorite Disney TV show ever? Disney TV show. Oh, that's a good question. Because I always get confused with like Nickelodeon shows and Disney shows, because they were always, again, to me as a child, they were just, they all blended together. Let me just actually, since I'm already doing this anyway, let's see. Famous Disney shows. Just to get my mind in gear. Even Stevens was an excellent show. Even Stevens is definitely going to be up there if I'm going to have to choose one. Let's see. What else do we got here? So Weird. Oh, I forgot about that one. That was from 99 and 2001. That was an excellent show, too. Excellent, excellent show. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Never got into That's So Raven. Never got into that show. Boy Meets World. Oh, what am I saying? Nope. End. Done. Boy Meets World, hands down the best Disney show of all time. Hands down. I will fight you if you disagree. Trey says, I'm heading out, but I need to hear your thoughts on Apocalypse Now before I go. Apocalypse Now is a brilliant film. I mean, it captures not only just the spirit, but also the mindset of the Vietnam War very well. And also, what's even more interesting is the behind the scenes. I have not seen, what is it, Heart of Darkness, the documentary that's based off of how they made that film. But I hear it's amazing. I hear it's like mind-blowing. So definitely for sure. Voorhees says, thank you for keeping the secret. You and everyone in the chat is amazing. No problem, Voorhees, at all. You can trust me with that stuff, man. Pert says, favorite animated Disney shows were DuckTales and Gargoyles was a great show for sure. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Gargoyles was fantastic. Logan says, KSI or Logan Paul. Who is KSI? I need to know who KSI is first. I know who Logan Paul is. I don't know who KSI is. Trey says, Boy Meets World was clutch. I don't know about it being the best, though. It was the best. Again, fight me on that. Name me a show that's better than Boy Meets World. That was on the Disney Channel. Let's see. There we go, Steph. There's the Streamlabs donation link. Again, if you do want to support the channel. Students, do not donate, please. I just have to make that. I just have to say that officially. Skinny says, do you think that Girl Meets World was unnecessary and was a terrible sequel to Boy Meets World? Yes, I think that it was definitely that. And also, too, Girl Meets World struggled with who was it meant for? Was it meant for a new audience, or was it trying to appease the old audience? Because I watched several episodes just because the original characters from Boy Meets World were on it. And there were some pretty cool episodes, like pretty cool callbacks that they had in there. But, you know, overall, I would say that, you know, the show, I personally think it would have been a better show if they didn't try and gear towards a new audience, and instead try to get to the old audience and their kids. Like, if it had reached out to my generation and people who maybe are like a few years older who also grew up with Boy Meets World, you know, that's a show that they could have watched with their kids. That's a show that, you know, that everyone could have watched together. So overall, that's my thought about it. Devertune says, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The TV show? Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Brandon, wait, I can't do it anymore. You can. I'm just saying officially, please don't. That's all. Like, again, I can't. Obviously, I cannot stop you. But I am officially saying please don't. That's all I am saying. Monahan, did you hear they're canceling Disney? Really? Are they? I guess it makes sense because they're about to, in 2019, they're opening up their own streaming service. So I guess that makes sense. So it's less them canceling it, more so moving their content over to another service, I guess. But that's interesting. I didn't expect them to actually cancel the entire channel. Mechanical Warfare says, KSI is British black version of Logan Paul with less cringe, but same amount of neuron killing content. Don't watch it. Please don't watch it. All right, well, then I'm not going to watch it. If it's anything like Logan Paul, then I'm not going to watch it. Cheyenne says, oh, we got Jeremy. We told Hi he was an SJW. Sexy Jeremy Warrior is the only SJW in the world. James says, you need to do an HC blog on your whole day. Class from last year is in the chat. What are your thoughts? What does it say? Sorry, it jumped on me. What are your thoughts on the Fast and the Furious series? I love Fast and Furious series. I think it's an excellent series. Phineas Twin version 2 subscribe. Salmon T, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which Star Wars fight scene was your favorite, and what's your favorite book? Also, 3 days left. Wait, 3 days left. I'm not getting that reference. Salmon Tea. 3 days left. Why am I blanking out about what that means? Friday, Sunday. What's on Sunday? I'm so confused. Favorite fight scene, though? Oh, that's a good one. I love the Darth Maul fight scene from episode 1. Love that scene because obviously Darth Maul's awesome. I love in Rogue One the very short fight scene where Darth Vader's just like whooping everybody. That one's also great. And I guess the final fight scene between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker in the third film on Mustafar. I think that was also a really great one as well. So good question. And also, what's your favorite book? If you mean Star Wars book, the Thrawn trilogy, hands down. If y'all have never read the Thrawn trilogy, I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. I've been listening to the audiobooks like to and from work, and it's fantastic. I'm already I've been listening for the past 2 weeks, and I'm already a third of the way through book 3. So that just should give you an idea about how I feel about it. But anyway, Fast and Furious series, getting back to James' question. I love the Fast and Furious series. In fact, I own all of them. So just give me a second. So fun fact about me. Salmon Tea 20. Oh, yes. Okay, Salmon Tea. I know who you are now. And yes, cannot wait. Cannot wait indeed, man. Absolutely agree. Sorry, man. You should have just put it in the regular chat, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. But anyway, Fast and Furious, boom. This is the 6-film collection. It's also in a tire. That's why I loved it. It was like very, very cheap. I love it. It only has the first 6 though, because those are the only 6 worth watching. 7 was not good in my opinion. I did not like 7 at all. Obviously the tribute was great at the end, but it was also very confusing as well. And then 8 was just not very good for me. So, but yeah, Voorhees, thank you for the $2 super chat. I'm not a student, so here you go. Cookies for the win. Yes, Voorhees, you get a digital cookie for that. So appreciate you. Let's see. Sorry guys. So again, the chat jumped on me. So if you need to post one again, I understand. Mechanical Warfare. How is Fast and Furious good? Odin, you shocked me. The last 3 movies are just baldly saying family and doing things. No, that's the reason why. As I said, 1 through 6 are fine. Like 5 is the best. Hands down, Fast Furious 5 is the best Fast Furious film, and it's also a very good action film on top of that. 6 is not as good, but it's still within like the same caliber. 7 and 8 are just not good movies, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of them at all. Not a fan. All right, let's see. Trey says, we cannot hear you when you walk away. I know. That's why I came back, because I had to grab something, man. Dude, Thrawn is so good. Seriously, guys, if you want to get into like Star Wars books, I highly recommend the Thrawn trilogy, the original, and by Timothy Zahn, and I recommend the audiobook version, the 20th anniversary edition, the unabridged edition, read by Mark Thompson. Mark Thompson does every voice perfectly. You feel like you're listening to Han Solo. You feel like you're listening to Luke Skywalker. I mean, he just does every single thing fantastic. Forey says, do students get cookies or are they excluded from the prizes? They get excluded, at least for now. I might try and find a way to get around that in the future. But obviously, it does create complications, especially when I give things away. So that's the reason why at this point. James agrees with 5. Yeah, dude, 5 is by far the best. 5 is a fantastic. I could watch 5 all day. I actually even like Tokyo Drift a lot too. As kind of offbeat as that film is, I don't know why. There's just something. Probably it's Han's character being introduced is just great. Peabody says, should keep Fast and Furious set in your car in case you get a flat. Nope, that's way too tiny. That's way too tiny. Let's see. Logan says, all right, O-Dog. Logan Paul is fighting KSI this Saturday. I know you love fights, so go check. Wait, like actually fighting? Wait, are they actually having a fight? That's ridiculous if that's the case. I hope they're not having a fight. Super says, opinions on the Triple X franchise and the Xander Zone. Nope, never got into it. Never got into it. I just, everything about it, I was like, okay, this is just looks like a ripoff. This looks like Fast and Furious without cars. And it's just, you know, yeah, not my kind of thing. James says, I want a cookie even more. One day, man, one day. Connor, if you can make a spin-off of a movie, what would it be? Ooh. If I can make it has to be a spin-off. Let me think of my franchises. I want to say we've talked about this on past episodes before. In my mind, spin-off could also... So, for example, One of my favorite spin-off series at this time is Cloverfield. I think that 10 Cloverfield Lane, existing within the Cloverfield universe set up by the first film, is brilliant because it's its own independent film. So I really hope that they get back to form because the newest one was not very good. But keeping that in mind, I would love to see another Blade Runner film because the Blade Runner universe is great. And I think that there are so many other stories that could be told that do not have to deal with Deckard, do not have to deal with any of the characters from the original film, because it's just it is just an amazing and beautiful world that was built by it. So I would probably say I would love to see another film from that universe for sure. Trey says it's a boxing match. What? That's just silly. An official fight? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I assume Logan Paul is going to get destroyed. That's what I'm assuming. Because if the other guy is British, it's like, no, he's not going to stand a chance. James says, if I buy you a cookie at school, can you get online cookie? No. Nah, man, not at this point. Hajke says, if you would recommend one comedy movie, which would it be? One comedy movie that I could recommend. Let me try and think. Oh, since we've been talking about it on this channel a lot, if you've never seen Three Amigos, it's a 1970s classic with Martin Short and, oh my goodness, Chevy Chase. Oh, it's just brilliant. It's fantastic. We quote it on this chat all the time. It's great. I would highly recommend. Kyler, what's up, man? I'm doing fine. How are you doing? Swipe your IDs, please. Sorry. All right, Logan says, yes, they are actually fighting. It's supposed to be the biggest event in internet history. 7 fights are on the fight card, including Jake Paul. That's crazy. That's just stupid. That is just stupid. Skinny Chicken says, KSI versus Logan Paul is going to be the biggest media event in YouTube history. I bet. That's probably what it's going to be. It's probably going to be what it's going to be for sure. Trey says, please explain the 10 field Clover Lane thing because I saw it and didn't understand it. Well, did you see the first Cloverfield? So you need to see the first Cloverfield film. You know, when they have the big monster terrorizing the city, it's a found footage film. And so if you're talking about like the very end, basically what it's saying is that this story, this isolated story of this crazy guy, because that's pretty much what it is John Goodman plays this guy who's insane. And so basically it tells that independent story that is happening at the same time or within the same universe as what happened in the events of the Cloverfield movie. And it tells us that it wasn't just one monster, but that there were several different monsters. And that is the monster that shows up at the very event, is the actual Cloverfield monster. So that, hopefully that makes sense. But if it doesn't, please ask again. And if it doesn't skip on me, then I'll try and answer it. Sean says, any ideas on how Marvel is going to bring back characters from Infinity War? Oh, there's so many things they could do. I was saying this to someone earlier. I honestly think that they're going to try and play with the quantum realm a lot, because my theory is that one of the reasons why Ant-Man was not snapped out of existence was because he was in the quantum realm. And because of the quantum realm healing particles that are discussed in Ant-Man and the Wasp, I wouldn't be surprised if that somehow comes back to play a larger role in the people coming back. Obviously, you could have the simple answer of just Thanos having a change of heart and, bringing people back. I mean, obviously that could be a part of it. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think that most characters are coming back because they already have movies slated out for the future. But the question is, who are they not going to bring back? There are definitely going to be major characters that are not going to be brought back. That's my thought on that. Perth Comics says, Cloverfield is a weird franchise because they make the movies and then decide to put it in the Cloverfield universe if it fits. So 10 Cloverfield Lane, that was from the very beginning. That was the plan. The newest one, Cloverfield Paradox, that was the one that it was planned also, but it just had very poor execution. Newt, what is up, man? Trey, I need to go watch the first one because it makes sense why I didn't make. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, watch the first one. That's the reason why it doesn't make. That's why the ending, you're like, wait, what? Why are these things coming out now? And again, the first movie will help that make more sense. James says, we need to teach you the ways of Fortnite and get you up against T-Fuel. You already got the fan base to support you. Let's do it. If I could ever become good at Fortnite, man. Again, I played it one time and got destroyed within like 5 minutes. Brian Noble says, 10 Cloverfield Lane is the Big Lebowski sequel that we needed. Yes, when he's dancing near the jukebox for sure. I have that. Let's see. McCown Warp says, did you watch the Star Wars show Rebels? No, I've said this before. I'm currently at the end of season 2 of Clone Wars. Once I finish Clone Wars, I'm going to jump into Rebels. So I plan on watching Rebels, but I want to finish Clone Wars first. Connor, yeah, that's a good question. Who did dislike this video? I'm sure it's someone who didn't like a grade they got once, probably. Cash Rock says, do you think the Star Wars movie series could be saved with the new movie coming, or will it be garbage? It depends. I mean, I think at this point, if they don't come out and address the situation just head on about everything that's been said about the fan base and just denounce anything that's been said by Rian Johnson and Pablo Hidalgo and everyone involved in the Star Wars story group and all that nonsense, I don't think they're going to bring people back. And I don't know. It really just depends. That's why, and I've said this on previous streams, I think what would be a good idea, what would be best for them is to split 9 into 2 parts, let 9 take the hit, let 9 be the film where they try and fix everything, take that financial hit, because obviously with, you know, and I broke this down earlier, when you see at any film franchise, when one movie in that franchise is bad, normally the next film is affected. Mission Impossible 2 is a great example. It was a bad film, made a lot of money, but then Mission Impossible 3, which was a better film, made significantly less money because of the effect of Mission Impossible 2. Star Wars Last Jedi, and arguably a divisive film, made less than the first film, means very likely that Episode 9 is going to make less than that, probably less than $1 billion, which again is still probably profitable, but it's going to take that hit. If you break it into 2 and you let 9 be that sign to the fans saying, we're listening to you, we hear you, we're going to retcon, you know, some of these mistakes, some of these bad things that happen, at that point, I believe really that 10 could be a success. So it really just depends on how they go through it. We need Fortnite streams, good Lord. Maybe I'll try it one night, and then y'all will see me get destroyed like in 5 seconds every single time. You should stream Fortnite. Oh, Lord. Ethan says, can we get you to reenact the Spider-Man 3 dance sequence? Not fully, man. Not fully, but it's bad. It's really, really bad. E-Sig, have you seen The Conspiracy? Is that a movie? Is that a movie or a show? Either way, no, I haven't seen it, but tell me more. It's Gabe, says El Gluck. El Gluck TV. Well, there's a lot of Gabes. Let's see. Skinny Chicken. Monsters, Inc. versus Monsters University. Who you got? Monsters, Inc. University's fun. Don't get me wrong. University's fun. I thought it was a sequel that came a little too late. I think if they were going to jump on that sequel train, they should have done so right after when it was very popular. So, gotta go with the OG there. Gotta go with Monsters, Inc. But again, both are good. I do like both. Cole, welcome to the channel. Let's see. Brandon says, you said there would be dogs. I said that there might be dogs in the future. Again, my dogs are currently, I think they're sleeping outside, so I'm not going to bother them. But the dogs will be featured on streams. Don't worry. They will be featured on streams at some point. Even though you didn't tag me, I just saw Hellenistic and I just had to read it. So Rylan says, Hellenistic philosophy is a mess and I don't like it. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sounds sad. Let's see. Cash Rock says, can you default dance? Can you default dance? Like, is that like, you mean like game default? Like the default character? Probably not. Connor says, play one game every night and you'll get better eventually. That's true. That is very true. I just don't know if I have the patience for it. Perth Comic says, make sure to watch Clone Wars in chronological order and not aired order. I'm watching the Netflix order, Perth. So let me know. Is that okay? Am I doing it right? Am I Clones warring right? Please let me know. AJ, what's up, AJ? How's it going, man? Will you ever shave your beard? Not if I have a choice in the matter. The only things I could think of that I would shave it in the future are for charity. And if I was just like 2 years ago when I was in the center stage production of Damn Yankees at HC, then I shaved my beard for that. But unless it's one of those two things. And also 2 years ago, that was kind of a fluke, so that's never going to happen again. So for charity would be the next time that I would ever shave it. I would definitely shave it for charity for sure. Maybe that's something that we can do one year. Skinny Chicken says, what is your opinion on Mission Impossible Fallout? One of the best action films in the last 10 years. Hands down. I would argue probably the best Mission Impossible film so far. And I kind of hope it's the end. I kind of hope it's the last one because I feel like it would be a very nice end note to a very interesting series. Robert, oh man. Oh man, Robert's a part of the channel. Always interesting discussions with Robert. Anyway, AJ. Oh, sorry, I was on someone else. Skinny Chicken. Mission Impossible Fallout. Really, really excellent film. So good. If you have not seen it yet, go see it. I don't think it's playing in IMAX anymore, unfortunately, but it was fantastic. And, despite my personal opinions on Tom Cruise aside, no one can deny. I mean, that man, pushing 60 years old, doing most of his own stunts is just incredible. So, definitely love it. Mex says, if you shave your beard, then we cannot have pencil beard. That's correct, Mex. That is absolutely correct. And these kids don't even know. They don't even know what's going on. T-Brick says, who's your favorite, Jedi or Sith? I like the Jedi. But there is actually more to it than just that. There's also Grey Jedi, and there's also the Angti, which is what Mex has told me about. The Angti were essentially like a group of Force-sensitive monks who had very specific Force powers because of their vocation. And ever since he told me about them, I've wanted to learn more about them because I feel like I'd fit right in with that. Like the concept of a monk. Account Warfare says, Goodwill Hunting versus Dead Poet Society. Oh... Ooh, better. If you're talking about which one's the better Robin Williams performance, Dead Poet Society. And so I guess because of that, I'll go with Dead Poet Society. Both are really great. Gabe says, you Dwight James Hart. What? What? What is... No. Let's get that out of here. All right, let's see. Connor says, if you shave your beard, I'll shave my head. Maybe for charity. Again, Ethan says, what is your favorite Pixar film and why? That's a very good question. Toy Story 3 is definitely up there. And the reason why is because, and it's kind of being ruined now, the fact that they're making another one. I thought that was, originally that was supposed to be, what was that? What? Hold on one second, guys. My bank is trying to stop notifications. There we go. Hold on, I think I may have gotten double charged or something. Sorry, guys. We'll do it live. Where is it? It's in my miscellaneous folder, right? Where is it? I just redid everything on this thing, so... Where is it? Maybe it's not up there yet. There we go. Alright, anyway. But Toy Story 3 to me was the best because... I love all three Toy Story films. It was the culmination of all three. And also, like, that end scene when he's giving away his toys and just... It just reminded me of childhood. And so, because of that, I love it. I think it's fantastic. So... Jeffrey Toon says, no, don't shave Odin. They're trying to make you lose your powers. That is true. That is very, very true. Let's see. Super says, are you going to try and see 2001 Space Odyssey in IMAX? Yeah, so I did post that on Twitter earlier. I just decided not to tonight, but it's playing, I think, all week. So this weekend... Yes, and Super, you hold me to it. I am definitely going to see it this week. I've never seen 2001: A Space Odyssey before in my life, and it's something that... Let's see. Ah, okay. Gotcha. All right, I'm good. I was not double charged. They're just being silly. But yes, I'm definitely planning on seeing it because I've never seen it before, and if I'm going to see it at all, it is going to be on IMAX. Adam Shawhan, I always shave in November because I dislike fads like no shave. No one tells me what to do. Hey, man, I understand that. Tina, I concur. You know what happened to Samson when he shaved when he got his haircut. That's correct. That is very true. Toy Story 3 is soy, says Vor. No, it's not. He said is not soy. Mechanical Warfare says, what movie villain did you ever wish had actually triumphed in their movie and why? Ooh, that's dark. I don't know if I don't think there's ever anyone that I wanted to succeed. But if I had to choose like my favorite villain, Frollo from Hunchback. Despicable, disgusting human being. But that's why he's a great villain. So... Super says, also kind of random, but I personally have never gone to an IMAX showing. Do you think IMAX would be okay for a person with mild to moderate noise sensitivity? No. Super, if you have mild to moderate noise sensitivity, the whole point of IMAX is a big screen and big sound. So I would say if you're sensitive to sound, I would not recommend going to see IMAX, unfortunately. Unless you feel like watching it with earplugs, I wouldn't recommend it. Again, I'm sorry to hear that because, I mean, I can only imagine how beautiful it's going to look up on the big screen. So, All right, T-Break says, best movie ever is probably The Truman Show. You can portray it to be so much more. No, I agree with that. I mean, Truman Show is fantastic. Truman Show might be Jim Carrey's best movie. As far as like a dramatic movie. Obviously, I put that in like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind up there for his best dramatic performances. You know, his comedies, obviously, we could talk about all day, but Truman Show, definitely a great one. Cash Rock's Thanos did nothing wrong. There's a teacher at my school who actually says that, and sometimes I believe it. It's more like Soy Story. No, it's not, Voorhees. It's not soy. Get that garbage out of here. Trey, I hear you dogs. Why are they not on the stream? Because they're hanging out. They're hanging out. Maybe I might let them in. Maybe. We'll see. Skinny Chicken says, I watched MI Fallout. I think it's called Fallout because he falls out of a window and falls. Nice, Skinny. Nice. No, it's because of the fallout of the nuclear bomb that they're trying to defuse. But and also because it's, as even the trailer says, the fallout of all of your good intentions. It's supposed to be that culminating movie of all the things that Ethan Hunt has done in his entire career are finally coming to a head. But I do appreciate your joke nonetheless. Chai. Mitch. Let's see what we got. Goat status? Goat status? What you mean? What you mean? I think James wasn't trying to be insensitive there. I don't think James was trying to be insensitive there. I don't think James. I don't think what you said came out the right way. Came out as you intended it. I'm reading it. I'm thinking about how you would say it, and I think that you were not meaning that to be offensive. But yeah, man. At least I hope so. E-Sig says, have you seen The Conspiracy? And if you, again, I already answered that question, E-Sig. So, Forey says, I'm kidding. You better be kidding, man. You better be. Be constructive with your chats. Very true. Very, very true. Hyprin, what is up, brother? How's it going? How's it going, brother? Connor says, God of all time, goat. Oh, Noah Ligma. Good Lord. They're obsessed. They're obsessed with it. And it's silly. I looked it up, and it's just like, doesn't even make any sense. Brother. I'm sorry I didn't see it, E-Sig. That's okay, man. I've never seen it. I've never seen it, so I don't know what it is. So I've never seen it. Piano Warfare says, have you ever owned a motorcycle? No, I have not. Have you ever gone road warrior with it? No, I have not. I have never, ever ridden a motorcycle. I mean, nothing against it. I just have never had the means to. So, yeah. There we go. Do you know the way? I do know the way. Yeah, please, we keep it clean in this chat. It's not manky. It's not a manky. Skinny Chicken, Evan Almighty, Bruce Almighty. Dude, seriously? Like, Evan Almighty was a joke. Why was that even made at this point? Let's see. Perth Comics says, turns out Yoda was only in Return of the Jedi to confirm Darth was Luke's father. Otherwise, it would have been Darth's word only. Interesting. That is very interesting. Rylan, what is your favorite Clone Wars character up to this point? I love Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka has a great character arc. I just got to the episodes where Boba Fett just got captured. So Boba Fett was trying to kill Mace Windu, and Ahsoka Tano is a fantastic character. So I love Ahsoka at this point, and I love the Padawan relationship with Gay Lucroy. Can you start a rap career? No, because I'm terrible at rap. I'm terrible at rap. Cole, Dragon Ball Z, GT, or Super. I've only ever seen Z enough episodes. I'm actually currently watching Dragon Ball first, eventually going to Dragon Ball Z, then GT, then Super. I might skip GT because I heard it's worth skipping. But I'm also in the process of watching Cowboy Bebop. So that's where my mindset is now. E6 says, it's a World War II movie, and it's not like fighting. It's a conference with the Nazi high-ups, and they are talking about the final solution. It gets your mind spinning. Ooh, interesting, E6. All right. I might have to put that onto my list. James says, who is the biggest handful? I'm not going to answer that question, James. And I'm just going to remove that because that mentions names. So I'm just going to remove that. But I'm not going to answer that question, man. Ken Warford says, favorite zombie flick comedies included. And yes, Ahsoka is a very good character. She got built up well. Very, very, very true on that. Salmon T, what do you think of the new Beetlejuice sequel? Because of the fact, last time I heard, Michael Keaton is coming back. So I'm fine with that, personally. I would love to see Michael Keaton play Beetlejuice again. As long as he's in it, I'm good. If they were making it without him, I would say this is not necessary. Joshua says, "What's your favorite Bible verse?" Very good. Oh man. Yeah, and there's certain questions that you're never asked. Favorite Bible verse. I personally love it's from the letters of St. Paul, and hold on, let me see if I can find it. Because I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah, it's from Romans. That's the one. Because obviously, like, you know, as human persons, we all struggle with sin, and so the one that's always like been a comfort to me, like my entire life, has always been the one of him, where he says, I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do I do not, but I do what I hate. And for me, like, that's just such a beautiful quote, because it speaks of the human condition, where that is what sin is. At least that's sin from a stance of spiritual understanding. You know, I do not understand what I do, for I do for what I want to do I do not do, I do what I hate. And I feel like a lot of times, especially of people of faith, especially, you know, that is the struggle, is trying to be that good person, but falling into that trap of doing what one hates and not doing what one actually wants to do. So I would probably say that's one of my favorite all-time Bible quotes. Sorry, the chat's about to jump on me. Ethan says, Dragon Ball GT is non-canon but has great fight scenes. Okay, yeah, I didn't know it was non-canon. I assume so, because it's always gotten kind of negative reactions from a lot of people. So, yeah, Dragon Ball Super, I've heard, is fantastic. I've heard it's absolutely fantastic. Romans is my favorite book. Romans is the letter to the Romans is fantastic. Let's see. It's not a Mankey says, you heard of my name's Jeff. Yes, my name's Jeff. McCann Warfare says, what do you personally think the Necronomicon is, if it really existed as a book? Oh, I wouldn't even know. I would not even know. Favorite meme? I love the one with like the kid holding the sand, and it's always like come at me. And then I love the, oh man, there's so many good ones. Oh, what's one? I'm trying to think of one that I use a lot. Any of the ones with Nicolas Cage. I love me some Nicolas Cage memes. That's a good question, though. DJD Show, thanks for stopping by. Gabe, what is your favorite period of school? I'm not going to answer that question. They're all equally great. Let's see. Mr. Peabody says, they going to choose new prime minister. Can you call up and put your hand up for the job, please? I'm pretty sure I'm not qualified to be prime minister of Australia, but... Gabe says, are you ready for CCAC flag? Yes. Yes, Gabe. Gabe, I think you're a captain this year, right? Should be exciting. So, yeah, tomorrow, choosing teams, man. Hypern says, I like Clone Wars Anakin more than the movie Anakin. Oh, absolutely, because they develop his character. You understand more so the struggle he goes through. Because when you look at the movie, it just... You understand, like, there is a character arc there, but it's just developed so much better in the Clone Wars series. Which is why I love it so much. Jason Clark says, favorite Bible verse, Romans 12:21. Is that yours, Odin? 12:21. I don't think that's the one that I said. I can't remember which one I said. The iDubbbz meme is my favorite, says Connor. I've never seen the iDubbbz meme. It's not Mankey says, what was your least favorite? I'm not doing that. I can still see your comments, Mankey, but not answering those questions, dude. Not answering those questions. McKenna Warford says, what did you think about the religious philosophy of the Constantine movie, as in the demon world being parallel to ours? I loved it. I loved it. I thought that was so cool. And also I love how it portrays good and evil, and how the spirits, the angels, demons, like, can influence people, and how, like, you know, he could see when someone was being influenced, was having like a negative influence, and when someone's having a positive influence. I love that aspect to it. And yeah, I mean, Constantine's a great film, and I actually really do love the theology behind it as well. Obviously, I don't believe in it, but I think it's still it's really cool fiction, for sure. Skinny Chicken says, best meme was when the egg carton says cage-free eggs and they open it up and it's a picture of Nicolas Cage. Skinny Chicken, I've never seen that one, but that sounds amazing. Catbug, yes, you are still here. Yes, you are still here. Inflame Wood, best villain, Kylo Ren or Kathleen Kennedy? Kathleen Kennedy, because she's the one that ruined Star Wars. That's an easy question. Gabe says, can you dab on the haters? Not tonight. Let's see. Stephanie says, sir, do you need me to time him out? Not at this point. Not at this point. You'll know when. Connor, can you talk about Luke chapter 1? Nope. You can read it yourself, though. Joshua says, what are your thoughts on the Lake of Fire Revelation 1920? Well, anything in the book of Revelation, guys, remember, when it comes to Revelation, what genre is it? It's an apocalyptic writing. What does that mean? It means that it's using a highly symbolic language to convey deeper spiritual truths for a people that were being persecuted. Book of Daniel, it's an Old Testament book, and that one is also an apocalyptic writing. Same thing. Israelite people were being persecuted several times, so that was a highly symbolic work to give them hope. Revelation was written when? During the time of Christianity, during the early time of Christianity. So therefore, same thing. It was written to give the early Christians hope using highly symbolic language. And of course, people in today's world, they always try and take it literally. And that's the reason why we have people who say the end of the world is happening every year, because they don't know how to read scripture. Hybrid says, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Oh, one of the worst lines of all time. Ashton, could you please do my AP Gov homework? Nope, man. Sorry. You're on your own with that, man. You're on your own. Cars Countdown. My son goes to a school you teach at and said you used to watch them by the stairs. Oh, okay, yeah. That was where my duty was. Yeah, I used to. I didn't know that was. I didn't know that you were a parent. But yes, that's where now I'm in the cafeteria, every morning. So it's a permanent duty position. So instead of me being off one week, on another week, now I'm in the cafeteria every morning. So but yeah, I used to and it was always like the same group. They were solid. That was a solid group of kids. That was a very solid group of kids. Let's see. Skinny says, you prefer to read the Old Testament and the New Testament? I read the New Testament more often, but it really just depends on my mood, I guess, because both have a lot of really great things to add to them. E-Boy, what's up, man? How's it going? Brandon, Del Ali Chala? What? Brandon, explain. Oh, boy. Robert. Can we talk about religion and science? Is there actually proof of God? Robert, you're talking about stuff that we've already discussed in class, man. So, yes, remember that you can build a strong case using logic and reason that can at least make it logical and reasonable for someone to believe in God. To say that to not believe in God is illogical is not actually looking and using proper logic. And when you look to causation, when you look to movement, when you look to design, etc., all these other things, they all help to build the case to show that it is at least reasonable and logical to believe in the existence of a God. Now, we have not gotten to, how we come about a personal God, but again, that's why I say faith and science work together to give us a complete picture of humanity, to give us a complete picture of the world, and also to give us a more full and more complete picture of God as well. McKenna Warfare says, if you had to choose one ancient history time for a movie, what would it be? And in that time, which great historical conflict would you see? Crusades every time. It's just, to me, one of the most interesting parts in history. I mean, the church, essentially like pushing for warriors to go and to reclaim the Holy Land. And they're just so, because obviously, like, there are so many people who try and oversimplify it, either for the positive or for the negative. Like, there's some people who try and defend it by ignoring the bad things, and then there's some that try to like denounce it while ignoring the reality of the situation as well. So love the time of the Crusades, and I would love to see movies. I love seeing stuff that's during the time of the Crusades. Personally, that's just my own personal preference. Flamewood says, have you seen the Prophecy series in the movies? No, I have not. I have not seen those. Skinny Chicken, I sit in the cafeteria across from you in the morning in the cafeteria, and I'll come tell you hi. No problem, man. Yeah, I'll tell you hi. James, can I be a guest on the stream? No. Noah, my day has been perfectly fine, man. How has yours been? Mine's actually starting to wrap up. I'm about to end the stream because I gotta get ready for the bed. I got work in the morning. Gotta get up early. Let's see what we got. Mech says all the Crusades or just the interesting ones. So all the Crusades, but I will say it would be interesting to see a film on 2 Crusades in particular. The 4th Crusade, when they never make it to the Holy Land and they destroy Constantinople, which is just, to me, like historically hilarious. And then also I would love to see an interpretation of how the Children's Crusade happened as well. Because just the name Children's Crusade should be all that you need to hear to say, wait a minute, I want to see what the movie would explain about that. Evil says, do you like Justin Bieber? Not really. I think he's kind of a punk. Joshua, thank you for joining the channel. Gabe says, why did you leave the stairs? I was just moved. Again, every year people are sometimes repositioned, so I was offered to take a permanent position in the cafeteria, so I decided to take that as well. So you can always walk on over to the cafeteria. That's where I will be. Let's see what we got here. Joshua, if you could name any planet, what would you name it? Asgard. Easily. I mean, come on. Asgard, man. And it would have to be inhabitable. Noah, can you play Fortnite with your fans? I can carry you in duos and we can win on stream. That might be, I would be, Noah, not gonna lie, I might be down for that. Like on the weekends, I might be down to try and play some Fortnite, try and get better at it. Brady, thoughts on Titans? I hate how we can't get anything in the middle, either Kitty Teen Titans or Eddie. Yeah, man, like I saw the trailer for it. The trailer just looks garbage. It looks so bad, and I agree. Like, I really do wish that we could get a better experience. Isaiah, remember me, my dude. I was a good kid. 2019 winners here. What are your feelings on this? I mean, you're a good dude. That's what you mean. Like, you're a good dude, man. And I'm so glad. I cannot wait for winter. I cannot wait for things to calm down. Sebastian, what's up, man? Ashton, have you watched The Messengers on Netflix? So, thoughts? No, I have not. Big Poppy has joined the channel. Hopefully, that is the Red Sox Big Poppy. Got to, man. Got to get to sleep. You got to get to sleep, too. You probably got homework to do at this point. Let's see what we got. Sorry, my stream is jumping on me. Mex says, did you already know that the superstition around Friday the 13th is because of what befell the Knights Templar? Actually, I did not know that. That's interesting. Skinny Chicken, it's almost 9. I still haven't eaten dinner, so see you tomorrow. Yes, Skinny Chicken, please go eat dinner. Ethan says, if I don't show up to school, could you cover for me? Say I'm sick. Nope, not going to happen. No chance. No shot. James, should I study for a chemistry test or watch stream? I think I'll watch stream. That's why I'm going to end it, so that way you are forced to, hopefully forced to study for your chemistry. Adam Shawhan, sounds good. Brad Noble says, can we play catch together? I'll deflate the football. Nice. Jeffrey Toon, are you moonlighting as a lunch lady? Yes, the short answer is yes, Jeffrey Toon, I am. Uranus, Bjorn says. Uranus, indeed. Connor says, make it a squad. Might happen one day. Actually, because I did admit that the one game that I do play on occasion is Pokemon Go. So I did put out my my Pokemon Go ID in last night's stream. So that did happen in last night's stream. So who knows? Maybe I'll get into some more gaming. Who knows? I'll have to think about that one. Brady says, "What is your ideal Green Lantern casting choice?" Ooh. I don't know. It also depends on which Green Lantern, too. Like, that's a complicated question. Let's see. Noah, I will make a bet with you. If I can get an A on a test, you have to play Fortnite with me. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna make that bet. Again, I'll do it possibly for free. That I might join. I might go on Fortnite and join a lobby or something like that. Isaiah, what anime have you seen, dude? I can recommend some for you. Yeah, I mean, I'm very limited on my anime, but I'm currently watching Cowboy Bebop and I'm loving it. I want to finish that first before I dive into any other animes, though. Let's see what we got here. Shawhan says, does this look like spit in my sandwich? Super Super Troopers, so good. Valkyries, if y'all can just post that link to the what's it called? Sorry, the poll one more time. I'm gonna close the poll as soon as the stream ends. So let me just go. So again, if you want to vote in what musical we're gonna be watching this weekend, again, that's the theme this week is musicals. It will change every week, but let's see what we got right now. Wizard of Oz is still in the lead with 12. Aladdin is in second with 10. Little Shop of Horrors with 9. So if you want to just put that link one more time, whatever happens after that, whatever is in the lead, that is what we will go with this weekend. And again, I will put that event in whenever I can. Let's see. Mr. Peabody says, if I don't up for class, can you come for me? I fell off my kangaroo and tripped on a koala. Wow, man, that's offensive to your people, man. Let's see. Connor, see you. Yeah, see you in E-period. Study. Read the scriptures, please. Read the scriptures. If I send my SoundCloud link, will you listen to it? Maybe. Maybe. Mechanical Warfare says, working in the middle morning with children, come home to relax, live stream, and still have to deal with the same kids working overtime. Well, that's why they say once the year starts, it's all time. It's like all the time. Yeah, no real names, guys, please. And Flame Wood, did you like chocolate? Do you garden large or XL? If you mean for shirt, XL. Do I like chocolate? If you mean like chocolate, yes. I have not watched chocolate. It's still on my list, man, so I still need to watch the movie. Do I garden? No, I do not garden. So, make it an A for the entire year, says Max. I've heard good things about Attack on Titan. All right, guys. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, Sergeant Ghost. Let's see. Dwayne, have a good night. Evil says, can you tell me the homework for C period? Check portal. Sergeant Ghost, you have a good night. Hayden, solo Rogue One, easily, hands down. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man. Oh my goodness. Yes. Somebody says, okay, that's why I ordered a new keyboard. Nice. Robert, who's your favorite band except for L90? Well, L45, obviously. L45 is the best. Don't ask me what iteration of L45, because you might get hurt by that. Meg says, if Wizard of Oz wins the poll, you should invite Cecil to... Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Definitely going to think about it. All right, guys. Good night, good night, good night. Rancor versus Cave Troll. What's your bet? Rancor, for sure. Hands down. All right, guys. So... thank you all so much for joining the stream. It's been a lot of fun. So please, again, click on that link. Vote for the movie that we're going to watch this weekend. Again, I'm going to put the event for that up on the YouTube channel probably within the next day or so. At this point, it's either going to be Saturday or Sunday. Again, depending on what's going to happen. But I'll keep y'all posted on that. Guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all are awesome. Let's see, Hayden. I must execute Order 66. Bjorn, have a good night. What's the Matrix? Have a good night. Lando says Rancor. I agree. Mr. Peabody, have a good night. Gabe, good night. Adam, good night. Catbug, have a good one. Seven Floss, Rip, have a good night. Tina, have a good night. Jeeps International, have a good one. Peabody, Super, Lando, Hyperin, Placha, Logan. Evil, I just got here. Sorry, man. You missed it. We've been on for an hour and a half. All right, guys. So thank y'all so much for watching. Have a great night. And as always, guys, God bless. Y'all the best. See some of y'all tomorrow and see some of y'all next time.